Issuance of Stock Basics, Problem 3. The following information is from the December 31st Year 5 balance sheet of Watermelon Corporation. Preferred stock $100 par, $510,000. Paid in capital in excess of par preferred, $42,000. Common stock $1 par, $270,000. Paid in capital in excess of par common, $600,000. Retained earnings $141,500 for total stockholders' equity of $1,563,500. What was the average issue price of the common stock shares? This one's structured in a real interesting way. I think it's fun. Many of you don't like accounting. Like when is accounting ever fun? I think it's real interesting because it's a fresh look at common stock and the paid in capital section. It's a fresh way to ask questions about stock. So I really like it. It's asking, what is the average price of the common stock shares? And even before you start jumping into formulas and start looking at the information, when you think of the average, you're looking at total divided by total dollars amount, right? Total price divided by total number of shares. That's just what you automatically think. And when you look at this question, nowhere are you told the number of shares. So we can figure it out. Now, let's go through the information and determine which information is relevant and which one is not. This is a very, 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 very big, important aspect of accounting. We go through and we eliminate anything that's not really relevant. We're asked about common. Now, if we were asked about preferred, we'd focus on that. But we're asked about common, the average issue price of the common stock shares. We can eliminate anything that relates to preferred stock. So the first two items, preferred stock, $100 par, boom, we can eliminate those. I mean, you can cross them off if you like. Some people just like to put X's. I like to cross them off. Paid in capital in excess of par preferred. It relates to preferred stock, boom, gone. Just like that. Making it a lot easier, making our jobs much easier. Now, the next two things deal with common stocks. We want to keep them. What about retained earnings? That is not even in paid in capital. That's not going to affect the common stock shares. We can eliminate that. And then, of course, the total stockholders' equity, that has nothing to do with the common stock because that includes retained earnings. It includes preferred stock. So we can eliminate that. We've got two line items left. And those two are going to be essential to determining our average price of average issue price of the common stock shares. All right, two lines. Very important. As I mentioned earlier, even before knowing any kind of formula, when you think of an average, you're taking a total over some kind of base amount or some type of base unit, I should say. Here, it's going to be the total paid in capital with respect to common stock, and we're going to divide that by the number of shares outstanding from the information given to us. Now, some of you are saying, well, what do you mean information given to us? I don't see anything about the number of shares. We're going to determine that. You can, looking at this information, the way it's presented, you can see how many shares are out there. See where it's at? Take a second. Stop the video if you need. I see it. You see it? We're told the total dollar amount, this is a dollar amount, of $270,000 and $1 par. So to get the number of shares outstanding, to get that amount, you're going to take the dollar total of common stock, and you're going to divide that by the par per share. So that's going to be $270,000, this number right here, divided by $1 par per share. You're going to get 270,000 shares. Boom. We've just figured out the outstanding shares out there. So we've just gotten our denominator. The total paid in capital dealing with common, that one's easy. You're just going to sum these two numbers together. You're going to sum up these two numbers, 270 and 600 in the thousands, of course. So let's go ahead and put our numerator and denominator. Let's go ahead and solve this and move on. Move on, right? You've got it. Again, we're asked about the average issue price of common stock shares. So in the numerator, we've got a sum of two numbers. We have the $270,000 number, which is the line for common stock, plus the in excess of par common, which is $600,000. And then we're going to divide that by the number of shares outstanding, which we calculated already, which is 270,000 shares. 270,000 shares. So we do some addition. This is going to be $870,000 divided by 270,000 shares. Put the correct measurement, so that's dollars, and this is shares. And when you calculate that, you're going to get $3.22 per share. And you have just found the average issue price of the common stock shares. Pretty interesting, right? You can calculate that just by looking at the paid in capital section of the stockholders' equity section of the balance sheet. Just by looking at the information given to you, you can calculate the average issue price of the common stock shares.